nimetoka. Ay, 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 ay. Kushukuru mimi sitachoka. Ay, 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 ay. Nashukuru pale nimetoka. Ay, ay, ay.
Show your love for Ben Psycho.
Absolutely love them because they also really spark some really great conversations. One of them that has been so fired online is the conversation on compensation for women who are. Did you see? Did you guys see?
No, I'm so excited and nervous, but I also want you to answer that question.
Question number 10. What uncomfortable truths do you feel you were not told about life in university?
What uncomfortable truths do I feel like I was told?
That you were not told.
That I wasn't told. Aki kana kuanga ka slow. Ni followers tu akakwangi different na sisi. So even after you broke up, you're still updating him.
Yeah.
I stand a king. Kipchumba needs to write for us a book.
First of all, manze you wapenda. You inspire.
The one and only Ben Psycho, JOYRIDE podcast. I'm so happy to be here, Wanjiru. Last week's episode was really dope.
Yeah, we talked about
communicating and comprehension, you know, and you failed the challenge before even the episode ended.
I'm sure the guys understood why.
Yeah,
but thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have grabbed your tickets because November 22nd, we will be at Jain Bhavan. Thank you so much to everyone who's buying their tickets. We're so excited to come and see you. We haven't been on stage for a while now, and the Kasaik is coming back. Is coming back. We are a bit nervous, but we're excited to see you guys.
Yeah. Super happy I'll be performing as well. The Misimu, the album, we're going to be launching it on that day and have a proper set and maybe have a guest artist.
Umempigia simu?
Mambo yangu.
Utanipanga.
Ndakupanga, relax. Yeah.
Okay.
But karibuni sana, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Today we're going to have an amazing episode. Our guest is a top superstar. She is one of the biggest pioneers of this podcasting space and this content space in general. The other day we were reflecting some of the podcasts that, you know, are still on even this after all those years that we've done podcasting. And her podcast always pops up as one of the top podcasts. 100%. They've been very consistent. You think about consistency.
You cannot mention consistency without them.
Do you use Molly too? We edit that part out. But these guys are consistent.
Yeah.
They'll show up. They'll do their videos. She's very authentic. She's such a cool person in person. Yani, she's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Murugi
It's
Munyi.
about time we had you here.
Yeah, but I've been wondering when are they going to call me? When will they call me? And finally, I got the call.
Karibu.
Thank you.
How you
so
feeling?
happy to be here. So good. I'm just looking at the two of you and I'm just like, but these guys are married. That's crazy.
Alafu tutaenda after hapa tutaenda when ndio una change diaper like that's
how does it feel
right
that he calls you your actual name instead of like babe?
That's what I was saying. Like in the previous episode, I was like, kumbe the babe just came out during the episode. I was like,
I call you babe a lot of times.
not on the episode. Not on the episode.
On the episode, I
Is
don't.
that intentional to say 10 instead of
No,
babe?
it's not intentional. But even like with the famo, there are times when like with the
It
dad and
slips
the
under,
man,
like,
then I'm
babe.
like, babe, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's like Shiro still wants me to call her by her name.
Like with my dad, it's like
maybe
weird.
she's shy.
With my dad there, I'm just like, I'm
like, now we have a baby. We have a baby
dad's
together.
baby.
So
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm dad's
no,
baby.
Me, if I hear my man saying my first name, I'll just be like,
what are you?
why do you hate me?
oh, really?
Why do you hate me? Yeah, like,
Calls
what
you
do
babe all
mean?
the time.
Yeah, all the time.
So it's so interesting. So like even when he calls me with not even leave Shiro, but when he calls me like Joanne, because I'm also Joanne, I'm just like, yeah, we are over.
Yeah,
we
I
are
guess
like
so.
there's
Let's
nothing
just
else.
the divorce lawyer.
Yeah.
I get him.
There's nothing more.
What Karibu Murugi?
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I think the last time we met, we were at Mavuno.
Yes.
Yeah, so you as a guest. I really looked for you afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, luckily Lukosha Peleko, I think, or pastor's office or something, just to speak about the revival.
You know,
Yeah.
it's because my kids are always in Sunday school, and as soon as their service finishes, they're always like at the door waiting for mommy to come and pick them up. So that's why
dope,
I had
dope.
rushed off. Yeah.
Yeah. But karibu sana to the show. Today we're talking about cancel culture.
Yep.
And we were like, Murugi would be the best person to have on this show.
You're najua sana.
Yeah. You're
You have a
expert.
lot to
So we
say.
have an expert from Harvard. Eh?
Yeah, quite familiar.
We have an expert from Harvard, total professor, daktari mwenyewe, Murugi
Giving us her expert
Munyi.
advice. So what
And
we're
she
going
has
to do
kept, like, timekeeping.
is on another
Like,
level.
people are not just big for nothing, fam.
Thanks, yeah.
Professional.
I like that. I
Karibu.
don't like wasting other people's time because I hate when my own time is
It's
wasted.
wasted.
Yeah.
So I just pick one.
Yeah, we're going to pick randomly. Everyone is going to answer the same question.
Right.
So you start us off.
Fantastic. And who came up with these questions? Or who?
Barack. So none of us have seen it. So even we haven't seen them.
Yeah, so it's random.
Okay, fine. This is lovely. Question. Do you think ghosting is a form of cancel culture in dating? And then it has the part B. Should I read the part B also? I feel like they're related. Is blocking someone healing or just hiding?
Ooh.
Hey, mazee, tumeanza juu.
That's very
Ghosting. First of all, have you ever ghosted anyone, Shiro?
I have.
Ghosted
I'm not
somebody?
proud of it. Yeah.
Like somebody you were having.
Proud of it. I'm not proud of it. I'm not. I
happened?
must
Why
say I'm
below
not sure.
25? Because I feel like below 25 someone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I was
Yeah, above
like,
25, it's only been me. So yeah, it's kind of.
above 23.
Yeah. Establish the empire mapema.
At that time.
I think you just like, I'm naturally very unconfrontational. So I was just like, yeah, maybe let's not keep talking.
Right.
Yeah, and you just don't respond to messages. Yeah, I know, guys, young, stupid,
this is both
young,
for people
stupid,
who
young,
are,
stupid.
are hitting on you, or people who you had something about, like,
Hitting
to
on you.
happen.
Yeah,
And also at a friendship level. Have you ghosted people at a friendship level?
I think I have.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, can we also answer like this?
We will come to us, but let's unpack that.
It's a very
Oh
safe
my
space.
goodness, I didn't know this is what we are dealing with on this show.
Have you?
Okay, me personally, I am a very confrontational person.
Okay.
I'm literally like, even just sleeping one night and I have something on my heart, I'm the kind
I'm
just
gonna
stand.
type
I'm
it.
like, listen, babe, we need to talk about this. I just like to, I like to have my feelings heard. And I hate feeling misunderstood. And it's like, I want you to know this is how I'm feeling about this issue. I am extremely confrontational.
Even in friendships?
Even in friendships.
Okay.
I like to just talk about things. It's just like, let's just talk about it. If I start feeling like there's an awkward energy, once I'm that awkward person who's like, we enter somewhere and it's like, I feel the energy is strange. It's like, why is the energy strange? I think about something. Is there something we need to talk about? It's like me, just like to talk about things. So I've never ghosted anyone.
Okay.
Have I ever been ghosted?
Have you?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been ghosted. No.
Last week we were talking with Shura about communication and all. One of the things that popped up, I was saying about her, is that she likes talking about everything. She likes
In my relationships.
Yeah, in the relationship, she will address everything. She
A
will
relationship, this one,
This
or
one,
also,
this
or
one.
not even friendships,
friendship,
sisters.
no. Friendship, no.
Sisters, maybe.
Sisters, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Sisters, I will.
But our marriage, Shiro will talk about everything. She's just like you. Like, she can even, in the middle of the night, pick up something.
4 a.m.
I
I will.
don't think I liked this, or I don't think I liked how you talked about something like that. And
That's great.
I'm sometimes I feel like we don't have to really just
In
forgive one
fact,
another.
when you're married to someone like that, the best thing is that when there actually is an issue, you'll know because she's gonna tell you. However, if over time you notice she's now stopped bringing things up,
That's a
now
problem.
That's,
you know.
That's a problem.
Right, she's kind of giving up on
Yeah,
that, and then
that's a
it.
problem.
Because now, even me, if I realize I'm not thinking like something is worth bringing up, I already start knowing.
You're
it's time
checking
to
out.
let go.
call
You're
the
checking
therapist.
out.
Need to call the therapist.
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly. Which is problematic.
Yeah.
It's problematic. Yeah.
For me, I'm confrontational as well on a friendship level or people. I'm very confrontational as well. I don't like awkwardness. I'm not gonna feature vitu uko chini. But in this marriage, I'm equally confrontational. Not at your level. I think you're an A+. I'm like probably a B+. Like she's up there. But have I ghosted someone before? Yeah, I have. Probably before.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the internet? That's how it works. Kwani hujui?
Exactly,
Get with
right?
it.
You just
get with
focus
it.
on
You know?
that person. Hence cancel culture.
Tunampasha. And you're like that. I've ghosted people.
Friends or relationships?
Mostly relationship level, where maybe you just feel like, relationship, I need Bambi. You just stop
Young is
responding to the
right.
text.
Yeah.
I was below 25 though.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
I personally just feel like ghosting is just it's an immature way of dealing with anything.
With things.
And it's basically avoiding an uncomfortable conversation because adults frequently do not want to have uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Do I think blocking someone is healing or just hiding? I feel like blocking someone after you've already had a conversation is okay and it's normal. It's like we were friends, we've had a conversation and now it's like I don't want to be faced with your content all the time or whatever. I feel like it's okay to block someone, but I feel like the conversation comes
Has
first.
to happen.
The difficult conversation comes first, and often people just don't want to have that difficult and awkward conversation.
So you'll have the awkward conversation and then how you block them.
Yeah.
Depending on their response?
No,
Or
not
even
really.
just like...
It depends. So like there's a friend of mine, well, we used to be friends online and I didn't block her, but I muted her. But in that case, it was more of like her content just didn't really resonate with me anymore. So for me, the muting / blocking was more of like protecting my peace vis-a-vis anything against her or against anyone else. So you see, in that case, it's kind of just like...
It makes sense.
Yeah, because like my space is my space, your space is your space, and we can all exist in our own spaces without it being that I'm hiding, whatever. It's just like...
Yeah.
Bye.
My point is, if you have a problem with somebody and you have a direct relationship, I don't think bashing somebody online is mature. I find that attention seeking and immature. If I can call you, like if I can call Murugi, I don't need to go put some Insta story just to look like I'm woke or something like that. So I always have a problem or a challenge with that. Yeah.
Right, I get that. And I feel like that's where cancel culture starts with people like creating an issue to chase clout kind of.
It is to
just
chase
like,
clout.
Oh, I
It
can
is to chase
DM you
clout.
about it and be like, oh, by the way, this was kind of crazy that you said this, as opposed to posting.
It is
Guys,
to chase
have you
clout.
noticed that? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
you're
is to
getting
chase
that
clout.
validation if you post that and you're getting the applause, which you won't get if I go to your DM.
Exactly.
Just die out your
Exactly.
DM.
And can I tell you something? I feel like algorithms like for X and TikTok and Instagram really glorify the engagement on such things. Like, because it's like the algorithm can't tell that in this post someone is bashing Wanjiru. It just can just be like, okay, a lot of people are watching this story.
The eyeballs
a lot
are
of
here.
people are sharing this story or
Yeah.
whatever. So it amplifies it.
Yeah.
It's very boring when we are all just
Yeah.
getting along. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
rage bait. Rage bait.
Rage bait.
Rage bait is,
Yeah.
is,
That's what
is
it
something
is.
else.
That's what it is.
All right.
Alafu hii sasa niweke wapi?
Like if people only knew your worst moment, would you want to be cancelled or redeemed? If people only knew your worst moment, would you want to be cancelled or redeemed?
Redeemed, of course.
I don't think anyone wants
To be cancelled.
Yeah.
Have you been cancelled?
I'm only 1, 2, 3 million times maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Murugi,
cancelled.
Murugi, you've gotten a lot of
exactly.
shit
It's
from
like
people.
every other week, it's being cancelled. In fact, it's actually made me reframe in my mind, what does it mean to be cancelled? Because can anyone really ever be truly cancelled? If even the devil was cancelled by Jesus himself and they are still devil worshippers. Who can cancel? And I always say, you can't cancel me if you're not the one who has called me.
Yeah.
So, it's literally only
That's
maybe
good.
your employer.
Yeah.
Murugi would wake up and just say that her cologne is 40k and that would just
So
piss
with
me.
that,
Then
Sasa
all of a
wewe
sudden-
watu wanakufa Turkana, wewe unataka kunuka vizuri na
But I want to
40k.
ask you, do you remember, because I feel like the subsequent times after you've been cancelled maybe get easier, but do you
yeah,
remember
definitely.
the first time?
I mean, when you're starting out as a content creator, at first, like, I feel like the trajectory of content creation is like you're starting to get famous, and it's like mostly positive.
Yep.
And then you make your first human mistake, your first human error. So my first one, and I remember it so clearly because I think it was 2018 or 2019. I had gone out, I had had a drink. I had maybe 2 drinks, I think like 2 glasses of wine. I wasn't drunk, but I had been drinking. And I was driving home. I was stopped by Alcoblo. I did the Alcoblo thing. I was well under the limit.
Right.
And then, but when I got home, I said, now I went on my stories like, hey guys, I had drank some wine and then I was stopped by Alcoblo and whatever. I was literally trampled upon on X. Because when Twitter was really Twitter, that back then I was still brave enough to be on Twitter. Now I haven't even been on there in years.
Yes.
Oh.
But yeah, they really yanked out my edges. And it like I was cancelled, properly cancelled. I remember that first time it really felt horrible because one, I felt like what I had done was it was irresponsible, first of all, for me to have even gone on there talking about how I had been drinking and had been driving, even though I was under the limit. So one, I learned You know, it's just like you have this huge platform. When you post something like that, what story are you telling to someone young? It's like, oh, it's okay to drink and drive, even if you're under the limit or whatever. So I learned a valuable lesson. But then it did feel like it was like a huge deal. Like it felt like, oh God, everyone is looking at me. Everybody knows that I make mistakes. No one is going to follow me now. Everyone is going to, because obviously, whenever you're going through something online, the people who are against you are the loudest.
They're so loud.
So even if it's like 1 million people support you, but 100 are against you, the 100 are so loud. It starts to feel like everyone knows what's happening. But over time, you realize that actually, no, it's just that small population who are unwilling to forgive, who are unwilling to understand. And then over time, it just becomes like, okay,
you grow the thick
like,
skin.
the things I've been through since then, much worse, much
Than that
bigger.
that's small.
And now I've realized today I will trend, tomorrow Bahati has bought Diana a plane, and you know what? Everybody's
They
moved
will
on,
forget. They
and
move
there
from
we
you to
go.
another
That's just
person.
how
Yeah.
it
And
is.
it's a cycle of the internet.
That's the thing.
But I also like taking accountability sometimes. Like when I see somebody has done something or they've said something online that I don't agree with, or that warrants them to be cancelled, and then I'm also part of the cabal that's cancelling them, whether I'm posting about it or not. Hardly do I post about such things, but even at a personal level, there are times when I have had to call myself out that you're being hypocritical.
100%.
Just because this person did this, you also maybe you do it, or you are just expecting too much from them. Because you see, also people have an expectation, especially from public figures, they want you to keep giving and to keep giving. Like this might also be controversial. Like when you look at Baba, for example, people have cancelled him in the past couple
Several
of years.
years.
Okay, some fair, some it's okay for them to cancel, but then you forget that there was a period where he was in prison for 9 years, just fighting for the freedom that we're enjoying. And so sometimes even when I catch myself canceling somebody, I always ask myself, are you being hypocritical? I think that you're being hypocritical. Because maybe you've done some of these things behind the scenes, or you just have this expectation of them that's just unrealistic.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like these two different things. Expecting accountability is completely valid. Cancellation is something else entirely. I feel like expecting or calling someone to account is it allows for growth. It recognizes that even someone is how public, they can make mistakes, they can say the wrong thing, they can mess up once in a while. I feel like that's okay. And for us to call for someone to be accountable, that's a really great thing. And I feel like we should definitely always do that. However, that allows for growth. It allows for someone to even come and say, okay, I recognize that what I did was wrong. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do better, whatever. And I think we have so many instances where Kenyan and even just like international figures have done the exact same thing. Cancellation is a verdict, is that it doesn't matter how amazing you have been on the internet. Now you said one wrong thing. You did one wrong thing, and now you are the worst person on earth.
We don't want anything to do with you.
I think it's human nature. It's part of being a human being, because even when you look at the story of Jesus, I was telling Shiro that the people who were saying free Barnabas, probably he had healed some of their cousins or some of their friends. You know, like probably he had even healed some of them, but they have forgotten. They're like, how dare he say he's the savior? Like, crucify him, kill him.
It's horrible and it's unfair.
Yeah, and it's most times we also find ourselves in that situations where we're the ones throwing the stones
at other people.
But we're not looking at the speck in our eyes.
Also, there's this whole thing of like performative outrage, you know? So it's like when now everybody is against this person, then it's just like, wow, there's just all this movement. It's almost like a stampede. And then it's what? And then it's like, oh, you're not going to speak out. You know, the people who DM you and say, Shiro, you're not going to say anything about this person who has... You've not even had the story. You only saw the headline. And it's like, you're not going to see, like, for example, this thing which happened with, what's his name? Daddy Mato and Coco and all that. I feel like it was really unfortunate, so horrible what happened. And clearly there was like so many issues that they were dealing with. But the way people like came for that man.
Mob justice.
I was like, maybe somebody who has never, you only saw a headline somewhere. You only know this one part of it. And anyone who's married, obviously you know that nobody knows what's happening in a marriage except the two people in that
Shiro
marriage.
kept telling me that, mambo ya watu wawili.
Honestly, let me tell you something. Marriage is just so complex, so just like,
Layered.
It's very layered. So there's no way that you can just see off like surface value and just be like, no, you are the bad one, you are the good one, and let's all, destroy this one person.
Yeah.
When I read his statement about like, all the jobs he's lost, all the whatever, not to excuse anything that he did, especially any abuse or any violence. But I was like, guys, there must be a better way to hold people accountable without it being that we must destroy them to eternity. Like,
but it's the same thing. Like, for example, if somebody was to be, if you are downtown, mtu ashout mwizi, and people join in, probably the people who will come in 5 minutes after, they don't even know what's happened. But just because you're being beaten, they'll join in. And I think now we are having to experience the digital version of it that we had never envisioned, say 5 years ago, that could happen.
Yeah.
But it happens so many times. And I think it's for you to ask yourself, are you just part of the people who've just come in and now you want to throw your stones?
Yeah.
Or do you actually understand it in fully? You can understand it in fully, and you just have your stance. That's fair.
Yeah.
But you need to ask yourself if you're just part of the crowd and all, which
and
is...
then people are expecting you to now say something.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to...
No.
So, do we cancel people because we don't trust them to change, or because we don't trust ourselves to heal?
Hey.
Maswali ni zile zenyewe.
Na za Kiingereza. I think to Ben's point, cancelling has a lot to do with us. As you you have to ask yourself, what is it about this person that's like, it could be just one mistake that's been so, or maybe you just don't even like, I don't like the way Murugi looks. And so everything she says, it's just so annoying. So I'm waiting for that one thing, but I can't put a pin on it and say, I just don't like the way she looks. So I'm just looking for, if she makes one mistake, naanguka na yeye.
Yeah.
But you see, that's more to do with you than it is to do with Murugi, because she's living her life the way she knows. Yeah.
And then also what you said about having an unrealistic standard for what we imagine celebrities are. Like, people don't see you guys as like a person. With them, they are a person. They just see you on this podcast. They see you as this whatever.
Yeah.
So when they meet you, it's just, or like when something happens like that shows that you're human, it's like, oh my God. What do you mean?
Like, there was a time we were having a tiff at a restaurant, at a cafe. And
already I know it was your fault. No offense, but I can tell. I can just tell it was you. And you shouldn't have done that.
Wow. We were having a tiff and
it wasn't a tiff, it was like a full-on argument. Yeah, because only the therapist resolved it. It was that bad.
But I was so certain after that, if anybody had spotted us, that would have been, like on the blogs, or people would have said something. But because... And it's just the unrealistic expectation that maybe we are not supposed to have a back and forth or a tiff or a misunderstanding. But we do.
Yeah.
So it's the unrealistic expectation that you're talking about.
Definitely. Yeah. And what was the question again?
The question is, do we cancel people because we don't trust them enough to change?
Yeah.
Or we don't trust ourselves enough to heal?
I also feel like, are people really interested in celebrities changing? Or like, are they actually that invested in you changing? Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like, if somebody can recognize that, yes, people do make mistakes, and like, she's just a person, she just made a mistake, no one would ever be cancelled ever. They'd just be like, oh my God, this guy has done a really bad thing, except if it's like extreme,
serious,
like murder or rape or something like that. But otherwise, it would be super easy for people to move past it. But sometimes I feel like, especially towards like influencers and content creators, there's this just like harboring like hate. So you think you're better than us. Okay, so you think you're this than us. So then the second anything happens to show that actually you're not perfect, it's like, you see, we always knew you were just going to... And it's like, whoa, I never said that I was perfect,
And imagine the pressure that puts on like creators. Now you have to live like this perfect life.
Yeah.
Or like even in our situation where you feel like you're married, now you have to kind of like show a certain face that's not true.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I guess it comes with the job. So because they argue that we got ourselves into this, and this is what it comes with.
I can't understand how you guys do it. I could not have a famous husband.
But your husband is slightly famous. Like, people know. Like, I know him. Like, I could recognize him.
In front of the camera. Kind of,
so tumjui bado sana.
Yeah, because that actually feels like,
it comes with the territory, and I think you need to work on yourself, especially as a creator, to put some boundaries on on who you give the power to give you value, such that even when they glorify you,
Right.
don't get too high on that glory.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because if
When they take it away.
because
Or
when
if
that
they take it
in
away.
the same intensity, when it's taken away,
They're
you're
gonna
gonna crash,
cry.
you know. And it's the same thing with story of Jesus, because story of Jesus is nice because he never wronged anyone based on the story. Is that he came, healed people, and then like immediately they wanted to throw him off a cliff, and then he had to confuse them so that he could pass
Go and
pass
see what-
katikati yao. And it was just so interesting how it starts with them loving him,
Yeah.
they're worshiping him, and then now they
of
want
a
to go. So
sudden-
it's just I'm because it's only kitambo, there was no socials.
It's
So
true.
we can't say that socials is what has made us like this. It's just
Yeah.
amplified it.
Right.
And I feel like that's just an element of human nature.
I guess
Yeah.
So
so.
when in the public, you need to be very careful about that side.
And with social media now, it's just like it's so loud. Like it feels like the news travels so fast. When you do something bad, the news will travel
It's
fast.
crazy.
so
But
quickly.
But when you're posting buy tickets,
Wewacha
nobody
bana,
cares
wewacha
about it.
bana.
they've been quiet. Yeah, you know.
Nobody cares.
But the second Wanjiro found drunk,
Oh,
on
my
the side,
Lord.
wait, hiyo siku mtauza ma tickets. Let me tell you guys, you will sell tickets. that
Wanjiru
big.
kwanza wanamkujianga
I-
you are very small.
I
Wanjiru
even
went to the
I even went to tell Murugi that story. So like maybe a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
I'm in church worshiping the Lord, praising my Jesus. And then I open my phone. I think someone has sent it to me. And I see it's like a blog.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Ben amekaliwa. So I think there were stories that were going on that in our marriage, Ben, I wear the pants. And like, I'm sort of like emasculating Ben. Which is not the case to hell. I remember because I tried to avoid that at all costs because I'm non-confrontational. So I remember looking at the blogs inside church and I almost cried. I was like, Ben, take this baby out. I'm like, this is the end of my life. And I remember it was so a weird feeling because honestly, you want to kind of like defend yourself and you come and say, but it's not true. Like this is our relationship. And then you're like, you don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, literally. Actually, being famous, part of being famous is just being comfortable, never telling your side of the story.
And that's a
sometimes
hard thing.
You know, it's really hard. I
hard.
see stories about myself all the time. I'm just like literally, where did you get that story from? Where have you? But you just have to be comfortable. Like, okay, guys, just believe what you want to
Whatever
believe.
you
Because
wanna
the second
believe.
now you start saying, no, Stuart, you see, guys, look at that energy she has. Just very aggressive.
But has that
Look at the way
ever
she
made you
speaks.
question? Has that ever made you question even then what you know about other people then?
It really
Based on-
does.
based on the
Oh my
perception.
God. Me, first of all, anything in the media, I'm
Yeah.
just like, guys, let's take with a pinch of salt.
After you go through it,
Yeah.
because I've been in spaces where I see some of my friends doing some great stuff, do something really dope, and then when I see how it's been reported, I'm like, aye.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nadanganya.
exactly.
But you can't ingilia because
Yeah.
you make the situation worse.
That's the thing.
And
yeah.
since then, it's made me pick headlines or just trending stories or whatever people are saying
With a pinch of
with a pinch of salt.
You really can't know what actually happened.
Because look at even this theory, yeah? We fight
First,
so
I'm
much.
so sorry that you went through that. But yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here with someone
Yeah.
who's like,
I also go on. Sometimes when someone sends me a blog, I think the other day it was like, oh, my husband is a narcissist and I'm suffering in my marriage. Someone save Murugi. I was like, I didn't ask nobody to save me. Don't save me. I'm good.
I'm happy.
You know, it's like, has Ben gone to tell them, guys,
Exactly.
she's emasculating me. Please come and help me. I'm like,
Well, sema unateseka.
wamesema nimeteseka. There's so many things. I don't know how much said that we've been trying to have a baby and we've not been able to, and that's why we're having marital issues. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? Another-
like crazy.
Yep. Literally, they come up with anything.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, it's just what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. What was I saying? That's something I was saying. I was talking about the freedom of expression, which is one of the things we fight, especially our government. We say that government needs to allow people. First of all, there are some bills that were passed. I haven't read them,
need to.
but I need to go read them so
yeah.
that we can understand what is this that has just been passed into law. So we go fight government, tell them, hey, but you need to allow people to express themselves, okay? And because that's the freedom of expression.
Yeah.
But then when the same online community sees that they do not agree with something that you've said, they also come and attack you.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's the same principle.
Yep.
One is just arresting you. Well, of course, the magnitude is
different,
is
but yes.
worlds apart. But the principle is the same.
Yeah.
You're attacking somebody who has a different opinion from
than
you.
yours.
So even you, next time you catch yourself attacking somebody for having a different opinion than you, you're also working against the same thing that we are fighting
Fighting
for.
for.
You
It's
know?
true,
Because if
yeah.
it's freedom of expression, then I should allow somebody to express whatever they want. And I know somebody will say then they posted it on the public platform.
So
Then they should
allowing
get
us
the
to
reaction.
know, guys.
But if you feel like maybe you're not vibing or your values do not align with that, you can easily just
the
go
chat.
to another side of the. By the way, the internet is
So wide.
It is so
Like,
vast.
You don't have to
there
be
are
on
TikToks from
ours.
Kisii, there are TikToks from
Literally.
Diani. It's vast, you know.
But then I wonder when people say then, actually, they want someone to be authentic. Like you should just be your authentic self. What do they really mean? Because
Our
I feel
resident
like they
scientist
don't
has
know.
a quote. Our
I saw
resident scientist has a
that
quote.
says, society keeps on telling you be yourself, and then you be yourself. They're like, no, not like that.
Yeah,
we wanted
so it's a specific
it's
kind
a
of
specific
yourself.
kind of yourself that they
Yeah,
want. And the minute that
right.
you show them yourself, they're like, yeah, we don't like that.
That's the
version
thing.
of yourself.
I feel like to exist on the internet, then you just have to have a high like self-confidence meter.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing that can tell. Upcoming content creators, I'm like, you just need to really believe in yourself and just like love yourself, because otherwise these people can tear
It's
you to
getting wild,
shreds. They can tear you to shreds. Woof.
With no mercy.
And that's why now you start seeing like people who are having like content which all kind of looks the same. You know, it's all kind of just like made. No one wants to have a strong opinion about anything.
Nobody wants to be vulnerable.
No one wants to say anything about their struggles. Do you what? Have a
Because the way that will be.
yeah.
Go.
In your experience, is it possible to cancel someone privately, or is it only real if it's public?
That's good.
That's interesting.
To cancel someone.
What is cancellation at this
Yeah.
point? Because I hear even Kenyans saying that we don't really cancel people, because if you're still putting money in their pocket,
That's it. Are they really cancelled?
Are they really
Yeah, cancel
cancelled?
culture in Kenya is interesting. I think it's wase wana kusomea at once, but then they will forgive you. So what I see also from like the artists that keep trending all the time, what they do, they're not as stupid as sometimes we think.
So smart.
They're
They
smart.
know.
They're using rage bait.
Yeah.
And they will piss you guys. You guys are going to be so riled up. Because I remember getting riled up by something somebody else. I'm like, mbona tumia ngoma ya Isa hivyo, you know?
And then
You get so riled up. But this person knows what they're doing because they get you so angry.
Talkability.
They have your eyeballs. Talkability. And then now in future, they'll start changing.
Yes.
Start doing some nice things. And then now they're running. And then now we laugh.
Is that a good thing, first of all?
It's
there's no good or bad?
It's the psychology of the Kenyan audience sometimes.
They need that.
Sometimes because just having a
it
good
sounds
song,
manipulative.
Yeah.
Very manipulative.
you need to have. There's a level of fame I think you need to not be mentally 100%.
Are you willing, Ben Psycho? Because
There's a level of fame you
do
need.
you want us to make money?
Ni kama hauko, ni kama yani
Umefias
ni kama hauko so unajua.
Yeah.
And you will get the people.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to get into the political, because that's normally the like
Mass
the epitome of fame in
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah.
It's
We're not
politics.
even influential as much as some of these guys
politicians
are.
are another level of influence.
So, yeah.
So for you to get that mass level, you need nika umeachilia kidogo. Get it, but you're getting it at any cost. At any cost. And Kenyans really love that. So you rebrand and then you start being a good person and then they say, akuangi mbaya, ni wale wamemzunguka ndio wabaya.
So true, by the way. I don't think you can cancel someone privately because then it's not canceling. It's just me. I just don't
Mess with you
no more. That's just what it is. But I feel like for someone to be cancelled, it has to be that you held this position and you had these contracts, these jobs, this whatever fame and whatever, and now you don't have them anymore. To me, that's what cancelling is actually. Yeah. So it's like if that has not happened, if it's just by private, that's your own beef for you and that person. That's not really a cancellation. Yeah.
I think you can cancel someone such that if you feel like they're not aligning with what, like maybe hata wakupati tu energy, you don't have to go bashing. I feel like when you bash them publicly, you're also looking for some attention. I think you can just part ways privately and say, ni hivyo.
So like, can you cancel like your favorite musician, but privately?
Yeah, I don't need to go blast them online or say, hey, by the way, guys, I've
decided to unfollow.
That's clout chasing. That's clout. Because when ukikosana na maybe your cousin, you don't do a video about it. Like, hey, so yesterday me and my cousin, you know, si tulileta kukumbili au alikuja tu na bata. You know, like, you don't do that. You just part ways.
Just quietly.
So I feel like that's how I would approach it. Because maybe who says that their way is wrong? Maybe their way is also right in their eyes. That's their opinion.
It's just like we're different opinions. Yeah.
Question: do you guys feel like there's a gender bias in terms of cancel culture in Kenya, especially on social media? Because I feel like there is. I feel like when women do things, I don't know why it just feels like it's so much worse because it's like the patriarchy, the whole African culture. I feel like it all just feeds into that. But there are some times when men do crazy things like which are so cancelable, but that person will not like be cancelled.
Yeah.
They'll be cancelled-ish.
Or
But
you will
then now-
justify.
Exactly.
why.
And then somehow after some time you just realize, by the way, this guy, no, he's just like living life is just okay. Kind of, I mean, crazy things. I feel like there's a bias.
No, I don't believe that because for example, when you look at when you look at the story of Daddy Mato, he got an irredeemable level of cancellation.
Beating.
They would never side with the guy, especially when you do when
Right, if there's been violence or whatever.
No. When most couples, when they part ways,
They side with a woman.
Yes, most people would side with the woman as opposed to the guy.
What was that journalist who he had gone to some other country and he had been like accused of rape or sexual abuse? Then he came back to Kenya and just like kept working.
Europe.
You're problematic.
Why?
Because I know that story.
Who is it?
I don't know. I just know that story.
Exactly. So you see,
Shiro doesn't
sometimes
know yet.
you don't know. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes I'm like, how are we able to pick and choose? Or is it that if we don't see a video or if there's no but if there's like real evidence.
The mega ones are crazy. Like I feel like when it's sexual violence, rape,
Abuse, physical.
those ones are that one we don't even need to talk about,
right?
Bro. Fame at a mass level in Kenya, that's how it works. You gotta be crazy. You just can't be this person.
You're sold out to the game.
But let me ask you guys, at what point does that fame like just come upon you? Because you see how you guys, you're like famous, but we're like famous-ish. Do you know what I mean? We're like,
it's like
famous
there's
adjacent.
an ish.
We're like famous among the middle class, kind of. You know what I mean? But now when you get to that level of fame, don't you worry that it could change you?
100%.
It's
you
good.
know,
It's
me,
good.
if I reach certain amount of money,
And you
Gotta be
see,
honest.
it's the question of the chicken and the egg. Is it a reflection of our leaders or is it a reflection of
the people.
as for sure, I feel.
Exactly, because we have this. I expected, for example, when Boni ran for MP, I expected him
Guys
to
will
win.
be-
I was like, finally we have a nini, but nope, it's just how it is.
Damn. Yeah.
Did I read mine?
I think you.
Oh, it's
Yours
you.
is one you
Okay.
just answered, yeah.
Does cancelling a partner or a friend rob you of the lessons their mistakes could have taught you?
Oh, for sure.
How so?
Wait.
Does cancelling a partner or a friend rob you of the lessons their mistakes could have taught you?
But maybe you already
That's it.
learned.
You'd already learned the lesson.
Yeah.
Because
By the time you're cancelling them.
counseling can come after they have already made the mistake. We have already had the conversations. You've already done the healing or
It's
whatever,
done.
and all that it's done, and now you've cancelled them.
Yeah.
So I don't think it robs you of that. I feel like you can still take time to reflect on this is what has happened. It only is a problem if you are quick to cancel without having those conversations and understanding how did we get here? Why are you doing this? Do you understand that this has hurt me or whatever? I feel like
If you ghost
personally-
them.
Yeah, exactly. Personally, if you have any kind of relationship with someone, you owe them at least a conversation, or a conversation is required. Even if you've been just in talking stage, it's only been 2 weeks talking stage, even then, I feel like a conversation is worth it. And I feel like that's the only way that we actually grow and heal from these.
That's not sure.
yeah.
I'll try it.
I'll
try it. I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
'Cause
swallowing a lump
The
just
people
thinking
who
about
have
it.
just ghosted based on maybe that was
Different
just-
beliefs.
No, not different beliefs. What they did was just outrightly wrong, or just especially when you're now taking the clout direction. You know, I feel like, and you know, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I can't just respond
Right.
Online.
based on where I'm at, based on where you serve in church. There are some people who, you know, like born to say, forced to say, forced to be quiet. You know? But really, I was born to
You are
say,
really
pin location,
yeah.
pin location. You know.
Tuma.
But so then you just don't say anything and you don't engage at all.
You swallow it and you just heal from it completely, and you just.
What
move
would you
on.
do, dear?
I feel like, do you feel like that's Christ-like?
It's not really mature. Well, is it Christ-like or not Christ-like? I don't know where that.
I feel like for me, the way I see what I see as Christ-like in any relationship is Jesus used every opportunity to teach.
That's true.
Or
And
to
confront.
be able to confront exactly the wrongdoing. So even this one of saying that people know what they are doing, you don't need to tell them.
I
But
don't.
why don't
Yeah.
we just tell them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes people have had a pattern of really bad behavior for so long, and maybe because no one in their life ever actually tells them
That
"Do
it's
you
bad
know, Wanjiru,
behavior."
when you do X and Y and Z and you always show up late, it's actually a really disrespectful thing. Maybe someone has never been confronted with that,
Yeah.
and maybe you were being
Fair
given the
enough.
opportunity to
Fair
confront,
enough.
but tumenyamaza.
Fair enough. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying.
following
I'll
along.
try and employ it more and see,
Yeah.
and see where this goes. That's
Exactly.
actually
But of course,
a good
because you're a
challenge.
leader, you're now doing it in a different way. It's not those ones of like, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Now it's
There's
more
like a
of just
wisdom,
like,
yeah.
it's more of like you're giving them an opportunity to learn from that situation so they don't go and do it somewhere
But most
else
probably
next.
they won't. Like,
Most
but that's
probably
not
they
for me
won't,
to
yeah.
decide.
That's it.
But,
But
most
it's for
probably,
you to have the conversation.
Yeah, but most probably they won't do that.
And also, I'm guessing in those situations, you're not interested in
That relationship.
salvaging that relationship or friendship or whatever.
No, really, because that's a symptom of something bigger.
What do you mean?
It's I can stand a lot of people, but I feel like people who are not genuine or wana rosafi. For me, I feel like that's where
Keep
you
off.
draw the line, because people who are not like that can do anything to you. Like, I mean, I can't have an issue at somebody was caught drunk somewhere. Like, probably that's just their problem. Maybe some boy was just going through life, is as a sort, or we can just go talk. I don't worry so much about those. But when somebody is just like mean-spirited or like there's just something off, I just don't feel like maybe this is a relationship I want to keep salvaging all the time.
Right. Yeah.
But I'd want for them to know that maybe what they did was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there exists a healthy alternative to cancellation in relationships?
What Murugi is saying, conversation.
What Murugi is saying.
Conversation, yeah, conversation.
But then Murugi is also saying that she will have the confrontation, you will unpack, and then she'll block you completely.
But I feel like at least at that point, it's like I've already gotten context, because context is important.
Yeah.
I'll have already gotten context. And then now I'll be able to like now assess, okay, fine. So they did it because of this. Because often people sometimes just need a chance to be heard out, so to speak. And me, I'm saying this, by the way, as someone who myself, I am constantly labeled as mean-spirited. Why do you say someone mean-spirited? Sometimes people like my forthrightness. Some people, especially if they have like a really gentle spirit, might take it as like, oh, that's just unkind. She's just mean. She's not, because I don't coddle people. Me, I'm just like, I'll tell you the way that it is. This is unacceptable behavior. And someone might take that as like, oh, she's not kind. She's not whatever. Sometimes people can be labeled as something, and there's more nuance to it than we can be able to understand without a conversation. Actually, most things in life are made easier and better with a conversation. Conversation is actually where life is lived. Life is lived in conversation. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's wisdom right there, Murugi. That's wisdom right there.
Even when I think about that relationship that I've told you, I know I would have more peace of mind if I had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I know I would have more peace, because it's always like a thing at the back of my mind. But I know.
Oh, Shiro is suffering in this department.
It's not too late. And by the way, especially for people who are like you, who are like non-confrontational, it's problematic.
It is. It's a serious problem. It's a serious problem.
I know, at least with Ben, you're talking things out in the bedroom. But like
Shiro will not. Even this one, if she does, I'll be wow.
I will be. I've been thinking about it.
Oh, really?
But I don't have the gall.
Yeah.
Okay. Murugi,
So I have there's a relationship I have with someone in my life. Let me not say who she is, but like someone in my life. But she's extremely non-confrontational. And what I've realized is that her non-confrontationalness puts a limit to how close we can be. Because it means that I can never trust that you are actually going to bring up something if you're uncomfortable with something.
Okay.
And that makes me very uneasy, because it's like, now when we are sitting here,
how do I know
that exactly? How do I know that you're actually saying what you feel? How do I know that, that kind of thing? And it's like, the thing with her is that she will let it go kinda, but it can come up like a year later. And then a year later is when she's like, but remember, like in May 2023, you had said whatever, and me, I didn't feel comfortable. And it's like, what? So for a year and a half, you have been
harboring.
Exactly, quietly, just everything I say, thinking, oh, Murugi, that it makes somebody feel so anxious, actually.
Yeah. I'm
Fair
happy
enough.
to hear it from the other perspective, from the other side of the coin.
Exactly.
Because like I'm stuck on my side of the coin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it can be really, now like someone will just be like uneasy
Yeah.
And actually, I've realized that's what one of the a key thing for me in friendships. I tend to gravitate towards people who say things. And Lydia, by the way, Lydia is my best friend. She's the person who will stop in the middle of the podcast and be like, Joe, you know, when we were at lunch the other day and you said whatever, and I'm like,
in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah. And she'll be like, pause. And I'll be like, oh, Lydia, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. She's like, yeah, I know you didn't mean to. You know, I just wanted to tell you. And then I apologize. Then now we've moved on and great. You know, we move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
How has that impacted how you raise your kids?
Good question.
Ooh, wow, yeah, that's a great question. I would say that I definitely encourage them as much as possible to speak out, to always give their opinion, to always know that they have a say, to always, if there's anything that has been said or has been done that makes them even the slightest bit uncomfortable, I tell them. And even my 5-year-old, by the way, she's the youngest, but like any tiny thing, she will come and say, which I love. Yeah. Because like the last thing you want is your kids keeping secrets or thinking that they can't come out and say something. And then the other side of that is that when they do come and say something, no matter how small or how big, you must receive it with the weight that they are carrying it. You know, like it has to be like, oh, thank you, Mama.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to tell me. Thank you for opening up. Okay, we are going to do X and Y and Z, and ensuring that you see it to resolution or to, you know, the kind of thing. Because if they say, for example, oh, this person, the neighbor bullied me or whatever, it can't just be like, oh, yeah, that's not good. Hey, they shouldn't do that. How are we resolving?
Yeah.
Are you going there to make sure they have had a conversation?
Yeah.
This one has said sorry and whatever, and that they have seen that, okay, it's safe to speak up.
Yeah.
It's safe. It can be received well and, you know, with the weight that it deserves.
So do they also call you out? Like when you did look like, Mom,
yeah,
I
and honestly, I don't like it. You know,
Why are we doing this?
I quite don't like it at all. It's like, no,
I would imagine Kwanzaa they're teenager.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I didn't like your tone.
You know, and it's just like, yeah, but then now you see it forces you to be accountable.
Yeah.
And you see that's what the difference between accountability and cancel culture is that now you can be accountable for the thing that you have done wrong without it being that, oh, you did this thing wrong, you're cancelled.
You're the worst person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leaving room for forgiveness, leaving room for mistakes and for growth generally.
That's really dope.
I'm learning
because
something.
that wants Tower to
I think
to
so
call
too.
me out when he feels like maybe I've overstepped.
I wouldn't want him to be non-confrontational. I think those are the things that I see in myself, and I'm like, if this was to transfer to my kid,
That's a problem.
I don't want it.
And I think there's a healthy in between. You don't have to be like extremely confrontational or extremely non-confrontational. There's a healthy in between, especially in marriage. And the longer I'm married, the more I realize that, okay, not everything has to be brought up. Like, not everything is warranting of a conversation.
Let's
Some
write that
things
down.
also...
Just let it go.
Let it go and sometimes just shut up once in a while. You know, once in a while, shut up. I actually say that out loud to myself all the time. Murugi, sometimes
Shut up.
just keep quiet.
I'll be telling myself that in this.
Yeah.
Are there
Sometimes keep quiet.
relationships where you feel like these are not worth bringing it up? Or all relationships fall under, I'm going to bring it up?
So there's something my husband told me a while ago, and it's something that I'm so conscious of now and I recognize. In all relationships or all dynamics, there are issues to be resolved and there are tensions that exist, permanent tensions that exist. For example, in a marriage, one's relationship with their in-laws is like a permanent kind of tension. It's kind of like just something which you're constantly managing, constantly like working around. It's a bit political. It's like, you know, it's never going to be 100% perfect.
Yeah.
So there are those kinds of like tensions. There are things also in marriage. It's like there's a way he does things, the way you do things, and not all of them can be perfectly resolved to have a perfect in between.
Yeah.
And that's just a tension that exists. So in all relationships, there's something like that. Then there's like, this is an issue and it needs to be resolved. And I feel like part of maturity and part of like growth in relationships is being able to understand the difference between those two things. It's like, is this just attention or is this like a no, you disrespected me and you must apologize and you must whatever.
That's a good one.
And actually managing relationships is 100% learning how to balance those two things. Yeah.
That's dope.
That's a good analogy. All right, you're next.
I've been married almost 9 years, guys.
9, eh?
Yeah.
Write that book at 10. Write that book.
Thank you. Sometimes I can't believe it. I'm like, this guy, we have been here for... Hey. Have you ever been cancelled in your personal life? And did it help you grow or just leave scars?
What does that mean? Like
personal life.
Personal life. Like
someone has stopped talking to you. Or someone has stopped messing with you or whatever.
I've been the counselor and I'm not happy about that, guys.
MCA,
and I have received the help that I need.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go work on that.
The therapist.
Yeah.
How much power?
But I don't think I don't know if I have been cancelled.
That's also a tough one.
I can't
It is.
remember.
I've been cancelled by a cousin of mine. It was like earlier on in my content creation career. I think I would say like when we had just started the podcast, so it must have been like 2021 or 2022. We were on recording like an episode, and I spoke about a personal experience that she had gone through that she hadn't given me permission to speak about.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, you know how like sometimes when you're kind of like gaining fame, sometimes you don't realize how famous you are. Like first of all, when I'm recording my Insta stories, it doesn't occur to me that 70,000 people are watching them. Me in my head, it's just my
70,000
you're just
is wild,
talking. It's quite wild.
That's wild,
Like 70,000.
Yeah.
To me, I'm just talking to my sisters and like maybe my man or whatever. Like I'm not conscious of like all these people. So sometimes even when I meet people outside, I'm like, oh,
What are you?
wow, that's really nice. So I think I was at that phase where it's like I've really grown, but I wasn't conscious of
how you've grown.
Exactly. So I spoke about her situation. It was like about her marriage ending, and it was like relatively fresh. And so obviously when it came out, it was extremely painful for her. And it's only when now she confronted. So first she didn't even confront me about it. She put it on the family group.
Yeah.
And was just like, guys, look at what I've just come out there and seen. Murugi has done X and Y and Z. I can't believe that someone would do this to me. So already,
Were you in the group?
I was in the group, yes. Me and our entire extended family.
Oh, God.
So you can imagine.
Oh, Paul.
So of course, at first, I'm feeling horrible because it had not occurred to me that it would ever find her or whatever. In fact, me, after I recorded that episode, I was just like, I had even forgotten all about it or whatever. Anyway, after that, I think she didn't speak to me for maybe... How long has it been? My God. Maybe like 8 years?
Bro,
7-8 years she didn't speak to me.
And I'm sure you apologized.
I apologized, and I felt horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. I even tried to get that episode taken down, but I couldn't because it was a sponsored episode.
Oh, Lord
It was
Jesus.
horrible, yeah. But she didn't speak to me for a really long time. And let me tell you what, it helped me grow.
You learned the lesson.
Because then I was like, I need to constantly be conscious of the
What
fact
you're
that
saying.
hundreds of thousands of people are watching these things. And still even now, sometimes I say things and I'm like, whoa, Joanne, relax. Relax. You cannot be saying such things on public platform. But yeah, it made me, because we were close cousins. It's not like just like one of those second removed, third removed. We were close.
That must have hurt you.
I felt really horrible because I lost a friend, I lost a cousin. Now we are good because after many years, she was able to forgive me. We were able to have a conversation. But at that time when it happened, it was really so painful. So I even understood she didn't even give me like time of day to start explaining at what have you done or whatever. But it did help me grow.
Yeah.
It did. It made me very conscious. Now, even when I'm about to share something, even to do with like one of my sisters or my parents, I tell them and I ask them, are you okay with me, talking about this or whatever? There are things which some of them tell me never talk about this one thing, and it's boundaries that I now respect. So yeah, it helped me grow.
Okay.
Have you been
Cancelled at a personal level? I'm trying to think and I don't know. But in your experience, have you cancelled people to protect yourselves or to punish them? I protect myself, definitely. Because punishing them is like, I feel like you're also letting them influence you even in the cancellation.
Yeah.
Because probably they've gone on with their own lives.
Yeah.
They could care less.
Yeah.
You're still carrying that burden because cancelling people is like not forgiving somebody. That's how I equate it to. So it's like you're still carrying that grudge. So I do it to protect myself, and maybe I just like kasirishwa or don't want to feel like this.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
Definitely. I feel like human beings are innately selfish. Like people, everybody's just looking out for themselves. Everybody's looking out for, it's like we want, it's like self-preservation.
Yeah,
so if
it's for
anything
survival.
is threatening my peace, is threatening my whatever, even if it's like my career or my online space or whatever, definitely I'm going to cancel somebody if I need to, for me to just like survive. It's really more of like a survival thing. Yeah. I think it's hardly ever to punish someone.
Yeah. For me, it's just to protect myself. But that's not a narrative.
It's not. You
that we're perpetuating.
We are not perpetuating that.
When you cut somebody off, is it about protecting your peace or avoiding conflict? For sure, it's protecting your. It's avoiding conflict.
Both, a little bit of both. Yeah.
All right, let me talk about this then.
This jar.
In your experience, do you think forgiveness can happen without reconciliation? Yes, you can forgive somebody and choose not to reconcile and take back that friendship to where it was.
Can you forgive without a conversation?
Yes, because forgiveness is a you thing.
It's like saying I've let go.
It's for you to say I'm not carrying that bitterness anymore. I have let go
Forgiveness
of
is a
that
choice. So you can choose to forgive at any point.
Yeah.
Yes, without even talking to them.
Right. But we have to ask ourselves, why are we not talking to them?
That is
Why
the question.
are we not
You know the way they
talking
say
to them?
opportunity
Let's talk.
costs. The level of the percentage of reward is maybe not really worth it. So forgive and you let go.
Yeah.
But so you've already decided what the percentage of reward is. You've already decided it's not worth it.
Based on how I've assessed it.
And by the way, life is long, guys.
That's true.
Life is so bloody long.
I'm gonna
so
have-
right now
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I don't need this person in my purview or whatever. It's like but you don't know 10
That's
years
true.
from now.
That's
20
very
years
true.
from now.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like this one of like cancelling there's this person who asks we don't talk to them, asks we don't whatever. Think about now when it's your child and their child. One day seeing
Now they're like
pictures
best
of the
friends.
two of you guys together and being like, by the way, Mom and Dad, why did you guys no longer talk to each other.
Yeah.
But the kids, sometimes I believe God just brings kids in our lives to
For
unearth
you.
some of these things.
I believe that. I believe that.
Tell us, by the way, we've not gone to Uncle Nani's house for long.
Yeah.
Now explain. I decided to stop talking to them because I wasn't big enough
Because
to
why?
have a
Yeah,
conversation.
that's wrong.
And now, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
wrong.
and
That's
what
wrong.
is it that what are we
Yeah.
teaching them?
That's
Kind
wrong.
of things. Like,
It's like also some of us, the way we picked up beef with some of our family members. And the
Because of
battles-
their parents.
because your folks had beef
You know?
with them
Yeah.
and you interact with them, you're like, these guys
is so cool.
I would hang out with these
Yeah.
guys all the time.
Exactly.
And we inherit that beef. And now
Yeah.
we've become those parents and we are about to transfer that to our kids.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
It's trouble.
Yeah.
All right,
This
go.
episode is triggering.
It's extreme.
I think it was for me.
Oh, really?
This episode was for me.
Do you
do
think
better.
canceling people prevents us from looking at our own flaws? I don't think it prevents us.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think
we
it
even
was.
see our flaws a lot. That's why we are so pissed and that's why we've cancelled them.
Right.
But that can also be subconscious.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
It can be.
You're not aware.
You know,
that
like
you have those flaws.
Calligraph has this song called Mnani Confuse. So when you listen to the lyrics, he says some pretty powerful stuff. And one of them, he says that moral police chini ya maji ni pervert. And you most likely you'll come to realize that sometimes people will project that which they're struggling with
Yeah.
in private.
Yeah, on to you.
And sometimes we cancel people not because they have done something wrong, but because they have reminded us that we also do something wrong. And now we are mad at us. So we have to project that mad
Onto somebody
so
else.
much easier to point fingers.
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
Fingers
It is crazy.
So
It is.
easy. It's
so
so
quick.
much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever there's a story online about my marriage, it's always like everybody could be the things people are doing in their houses. But the second it's someone else's marriage, it's like, how can you be doing this? Oh my God, can you see Murugi doing this? Murugi, what? I'm like, wow, you guys must be having perfect marriages.
Focus on
Yeah,
yours.
Hey, guys are having perfect situations out here. It must be only
Yours
me
is
and
the
my
only
marriage.
worst.
But Murugi, I think you trend a lot. Like people laugh talking. I don't know what about you. People just laugh. Like
Have you ever thought about like what it is about you?
I know what it is about me.
Okay.
It's that first of all, I'm super cute. So that has an impact.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And then two, I feel like there's a way that I express myself that people don't expect you to express yourself. So for example, when you have money, people don't expect that you'll be like, yeah, I have money and I went and I bought this thing for 50,000.
You're supposed to be quiet about your
Exactly.
money.
or your car.
So
Your car
people
is
already-
cute.
That's the
It's
thing,
super. I
exactly.
love it.
And when you now say, like when actually I bought my car and I was like, I saved 5 million and I bought it. And guys were like, how long did it take you to save? I was like, maybe 3-4 months. She's lying. So you see, now it's like, okay, so you're asking, you're asking so
When
and
you
you
hear
don't want me
the
to answer honestly. Because then it's like, yeah, you know what? In fact, you're kept by your husband and I don't know what.
He's
You
your
have to
husband.
worked hard.
He's your husband. Like
Yeah.
he could.
Literally, recently my husband got a new job, and then now I saw the blog saying Murugi is the one who has gotten her husband this new job, which is
They
like I
said
don't
that?
even know where that came from, but it's like, yeah. So I feel like people it's unbelievable to people sometimes that I actually just speak my mind,
Yeah,
and that I just
I
come out
think
and just
so
say, I
too.
like this, I
I
don't
think
like
so
this.
too.
This is how I am. This is how I'm living. This is how. So it's like when people say they want to be authentic, this is not the authentic they want. They want the authentic, which is like acceptable to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me, I'm just like, now you.
Kwanzaa,
just
you're
take what you
successful.
get.
You have your husband. You have a good job.
you.
And then you're beautiful.
Thank you.
How dare you?
cutest
Your kids are
kids.
beautiful. Like how could one person have such a good life?
I get it. And I feel like if I am free and living freely in the world I've built for myself, if you are in bondage, it'll upset you that I
Yeah.
am so free.
Yeah.
It'll upset you if you're a plus size woman who doesn't love yourself, and you see me as a plus size woman who does love myself, it'll anger you because then automatically it's calling into questions like why are you not loving yourself? Or why don't you have X and Y and Z? You know, kind of thing. And yet I feel like in my platform tries to be like anybody can make it. Like literally anybody can make money.
Yeah.
Anybody can be wealthy. Anybody can be happy. Wherever you are, you can be happy. I've been happy since before I had a lot of money. I'm happy now.
No.
But you see, someone will want to like make it seem like, no, it's only now because you have this. It's only because you have done this. It's only because of...
They don't even know the struggles that you have. Yeah.
It's tough out here.
Yeah.
It's tough out
So
here.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
Public
it is
figure.
what it is. Sometimes actually when you go online, it's like someone has said something about you and it's like, I don't know. Now I guess maybe I've just become so immune to it because one, I love the fact that I am able to do the job that I do and make the money that I make. And I'm like, now if I decide to go offline, what job am I going to do? I'm going to go and be employed.
Yeah.
No.
I'll take a little
You've
bit
tasted
of
this life.
beating.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll take a little bit of the
Every
of the
job has
beating.
occupational hazards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question, right? I think
It was?
my question,
Okay.
yes.
What?
In your
About
You've
the
answered
flaws.
it, eh?
Yeah. In your opinion, what's the difference between holding someone accountable and cancelling them?
I think
Holding accountable and cancelling them.
holding somebody accountable is to call them out and tell them that what you've done is not right. And maybe you should have done it this way, or it's not right because of this and that. Cancelling them has something to do with you didn't tell them, but now you've crucified them. So sometimes maybe they don't even know that what they did was wrong. But then also you can hold somebody accountable and still choose not to continue with the journey of either friendship or at a public space or whatever relationship that you guys have.
In that case, is that cancelling really?
It is still
To
cancelling.
me, I feel like for it to be cancelling, it's like it has to be like if you've held someone accountable, then now even if you decide to not have the friendship anymore, I don't feel like it's cancelling.
No, that's still cancelling.
Really? 'Cause
Yeah,
for
but
me,
you give
cancelling
them
is
clarity why the cancelling has happened. Cancelling ni ile sasa umesema huyu mtu sasa at this point, let's
Imeisha.
just part ways.
Leave you.
Yeah, cancelled.
I guess so.
Which is
Its own thing. For me, I would say accountability allows for forgiveness, allows for reconciliation, allows for growth. And it says it's like I've told you you've done something. You can say sorry. You can show me that you've changed. You can grow, and that's what accountability. Holding someone accountable is that. It's like you tell them what they have done wrong, and you allow them to apologize,
mistake.
and you allow them to grow from it and to learn from it.
Yeah.
Cancellation is passing a verdict about who this person is based off of that one action
Mistake.
or that one mistake.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
a good
you're
one.
right.
Saying
Yeah.
you are a bad person. You did this bad thing. You are a bad person. You can never be anything other than bad. For you to have done that, you must be a bad
Okay,
person.
yeah.
And
Or for you
that's
to
it.
say that, you must be very evil.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
I
I've
agree
got
with that.
myself in that. Like, for example, there are times I'd see, even in the Christian space, I'd see somebody preaching somewhere, but maybe there was a drama that they were involved in. And then at first I'm like, what? Why are they preaching? And then I'm like, wait, man. Wait. Holy Father of Nairobi, Saint
exactly.
Kariuki,
Come on.
holier than everyone, you know?
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm terrible at that. And I feel like even in the faith, people try to mask that and they call that accountability or we love. But it's really you're just
bad behavior.
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy. And somebody one day said that I actually saw it on a Joyride comment on TikTok after we hosted Amina. And somebody said, I hope you preached to Jesus to her after the episode.
Can you imagine?
And somebody said something that really stuck with me. They said that sometimes there's no hate like Christian love. You know, it's you mask it
Under
love.
But it's actually hate.
But it's really, you can't stand somebody who has a different belief from you.
Yeah.
Or you can't stand somebody who has a different stance on you. So even in the faith, it's in fact, I think in the faith, it's on another
actually-
level.
and across
of
religions,
strength.
actually.
All of them. It's
Yeah.
not just Christianity.
Yeah.
It's even
It's
what
across
Amina was
religions.
sharing on the
Yeah.
show. The way people bash her
Because
crazy.
I can only imagine because the way
Muslims,
In fact, that video trended a lot on TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Comments hapo zimewaka kuwaka.
walianguka na yeye.
Hey,
TikTok comments scare me.
Yeah.
It's not
Walikuwa
like,
wameland-
Instagram people keep it kosher.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
TikTok. Kuja hapa.
Hey, people really
random.
Yeah. No. People really go in on
can't.
TikTok.
I
Oh
can't.
man, they're funny though. They're
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
really
Still,
they're hilarious.
I feel like it's like a level of X.
yeah.
Yeah,
TikTok
exactly,
comments
right?
are like a
TikTok is worse
level of
nowadays.
X.
TikTok is worse.
Than X.
Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah. TikTok is
I couldn't handle
is wild. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. And also,
I also
the Bible says, let he who has not sinned be the first to cast a stone.
Yeah.
But of course, ain't nobody thinking that. And I
Yeah.
wonder if people were just like, if in your darkest, worst moment, someone came and shown a camera, do you think even you think you'd also be cancelled?
Yeah.
You'd be cancelled.
We actually had a question like that. The first one,
100%. You'd be cancelled 100%.
Absolutely.
Even the people Jesus used to hang out with. If Jesus was
Modern
in Nairobi
day.
today, he'd be cancelled.
Oh,
really
yeah.
fast. He'd,
Quickly.
like would cancel
Instantly.
Jesus really
Quickly.
quick. Like,
Quickly.
what do you mean that woman is a prostitute?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're doing with that
Cancel
perfume? You know?
Cancel him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that the last question?
Yes, this is the last question. Wow. Are we cancelling people or just avoiding healing?
We've done that one.
We did that.
Do you think as a society we have confused consequences with cancellation?
Oh, okay, wait. That
We
one
haven't
about
done
consequences.
that one.
Have we replaced or are we
Consequences.
confused between consequences and cancellation?
Well, who decides what the consequences
Consequences.
are? Do you know what I mean? Like when someone is now cancelled, and then now they when Kanye was cancelled and now it's Nike or whatever
Pulled out.
or whatever. Is that a consequence?
That's
Or
a
is that,
consequence. Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a consequence.
his bag.
Yeah, because nowadays people go for the bag. When people are cancelling you, they
Or
will,
like the Daddy Matu story, because
yeah,
guys were like,
they
cancel
will
this guy,
go
cancel
for
this
the
guy.
bag. Nowadays they know where it hurts.
Because like even influencers, whenever you see someone caught in the wrong, everyone gets on like calling out brands to cancel their...
Yeah.
But sometimes it needs to be, it's disproportionate sometimes, I feel like. It's
To the
like,
mistake.
okay, yeah, to the mistake. It's like, okay, if someone has done something bad, does that mean that now they no longer deserve to earn?
Fair question.
Fair question.
Should they not be able to support their family because they did this
didn't,
one
yeah.
wrong thing? I also feel like how someone responds in the immediate aftermath of like you are being
A
cancelled
mistake.
says a lot.
About you.
Yeah, it says a lot about you and can help you survive it or not survive it. Yeah, silence is often good, especially if it's something which is like beyond. It's not like you have actually done something.
Yeah.
If there's a video of me slapping you,
That is-
surely I should come out and say,
Yeah.
"I'm really sorry, I slapped her."
Actually, think creators
You know?
need to learn that element. It is a
How you
masterclass.
respond?
Yeah. One time, maybe we can keep or remove, but Njugush was doing a campaign for a certain bank that was getting a lot of backlash online. So he did a campaign and people felt like, kwani was kike tunasema, you know? And he immediately just went on to say, kwani hamjui jokes? And he apologized.
I love
Njugush, yeah.
And people,
That's a masterclass.
and people,
That's
and for me, that was genius how he handled it. So what you're saying is true. I think what you do immediately matters a lot.
Determines.
So
It
you need to
does.
sit down,
If you'll survive
think
it or
through,
not.
and I think it also needs to be authentic or rather
you.
honest for people to cancel it. But yeah, consequences and cancellation. I think cancellation can also be a consequence because there are
your
things that people
actions.
do that. Anyway, this was just dumb. Like you didn't need to do this.
Me, I feel like cancel culture needs to end.
It does.
100%.
It does.
100%.
Nobody
as
has the power to
concept.
decide.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if it's an issue of the law, they should be legally prosecuted. That's what
Kina
it
R.
is.
Kelly.
Yeah.
You know, if you take that direction,
Yeah.
you need to stop using the internet.
Exactly.
You need to stop using your
No.
phone, or you
No,
need
please.
to
Yeah.
like it's
Even
you go
connected.
down a
Java
rabbit
You need to
or I
stop
don't know
supporting
what.
some football teams because sports washing is on another level.
You see, so now
it's
it's like,
complex.
that's why I just feel like cancel culture as a culture itself, it needs to end.
Yeah.
It needs to be more about like whoever we are holding accountable, whoever is suffering the consequences of the actions, let that happen. But this whole thing of we have all ganged up on this
More
one person
justice.
to all just whatever, so we can teach them a lesson. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah,
No, it just
it's
needs
true.
to end. Yeah.
Whenever I watch the epic movies, the hizo movies huko za kitambo, like Game of Thrones, those sometimes I always feel like people kitambo were brutal. Like they would punish you for something so small.
You'll be killed.
But then you look at it in the modern times, it's the same thing, but it's
They're
just
killing you
morphed.
socially.
It's just morphed
Yeah, they're killing you
into
socially.
something else.
Yeah. What about that whole? Remember the time when we were having Mandamano and there was like some creators who are not gone,
Yeah.
and like whatever.
Yeah.
I felt like things felt very brutal then, or like when somebody posts an ad, like literally this is someone's job. You have been paid to put up that video, and now it's like okay,
You know what's even funny? Somebody will tweet that at their office. Like they're literally working, but they're saying, you know what, me, I can go work, but you don't work. calligraph in that song for Unali Confused says something else. He
Now I'm going to
says,
listen to it very carefully.
yeah, he says some really deep stuff. He says that you are saying this artist should not perform and get paid. But then the doctor works for a government hospital. They're all getting paid. So if people are getting paid for a service,
Right.
let them get paid and get their bag and go home. They don't. It doesn't mean they subscribe to whatever that's
Absolutely.
happening. So
Yeah.
that was a very tense moment, by the way, with regards to cancellation. And now let me give you the backstory because I'm not gonna name anything. I know of so many people who went, took pictures, went back home because.
You fear the social.
Because now it's a currency, so
Performative
people
now.
start now being performative, and it's performative activism. So it's not even genuine, you know. There are people who genuinely stand up for against brutality and all. But now what that does to people is that now how can I just show up for a quick picture,
Right.
and vamos.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah, that was
Go on and on.
That was a good conversation. Thank you so much, Murugi, for coming
Wow,
through. See why you are the best guest for this one.
I
Yeah.
quite
You
see.
are.
I quite see. Yeah, lovely.
I was so happy when I talked to you and you agreed, and then I followed it up with
Nancy.
Nancy.
Thank
She's so
you.
proper.
Yeah,
Thank you for
she's
coming
fantastic.
through. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
God bless
guys
you.
have tidied up,
It's okay.
OCD, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure you subscribe. Let us know what you think on the comment section. This is Murugi Munyi, the one and only from TMI
Follow
Podcast.
her in the podcast.
You definitely, I'm sure you follow
Yeah.
her. So just
But if you don't,
to me
you
to
can follow.
DM
Yeah.
Salimia. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Karibu.
Take care, guys. See you next time.